The Minister of Water Resources, Mr. Suleiman Adamu, speaks on the joint effort of government, communities and business partners to end open defecation.
People must change their behavior. There are lots of people, go to a lot of villages, they don't see the point of building a latrine. How can you build a house without a latrine? So people must understand the importance of building latrines in their houses. And for public areas, that is where we come in. And we are not saying that government alone should also do the public toilet. We are even saying the private sector can look for a land. Government should facilitate for the private sector to be able to find a corner in a town or in the market or somewhere to be able to build a toilet facility or a water facility combined with the sanitation facility. So it's a joint effort between the federal government, the states, the business community, our developing partners, and everybody. This campaign is towards mobilizing the entire country so that everybody thinks and talks sanitation. But the number one thing is behavioral change. Because a lot of people in this country don't feel that there's any loss of dignity in stripping just at that corner and doing your business. Whereas it is, they don't think that doing that will attract flies, will take flies to a suya spot, somebody will go and eat that suya and his health is endangered and maybe his life. They don't feel that sense of responsibility. And in addition to that, that lack of feeling of dignity that they need to do their business in a more respectable environment within four walls of a building. So those are the things we need to change. And then we'll couple it with the necessary legislation. So it's a bit of a carrot and stick approach that we want to go for.
He addresses the refusal of business centers to open toilets to the public.
We'll build toilets to extent, so to some extent we'll build toilets in public places where we need to, but there are a lot of filling stations that have toilets. We'll ask them to open them to the public. There are lots of shops. In other countries of the world, you see that happening. Only in Nigeria, people, you see toilets under lock and key. But also because we don't have a culture of keeping our toilets clean. So yes, we'll build toilets, but state governments will build toilets. The private sector will build toilets.
Thoughts on household toilets and community service.
We are saying household toilets will encourage people must build toilets for themselves. They can do community service. The 10 local governments or 11 that are open defecation free today is through community-led total sanitation approach. So in India, it is the same thing. Most of those 90 million toilets that I'm talking about were not built by the government. They were built by the people. Women, cooperative societies, school children, trade groups will come together. They will build. If this family is poor, the community will today come together, build for this family. They moved in the next 2 days to another family and build for them through community cooperation.
Which people can government support in this bid?
There are people that are very, very poor and vulnerable. Widows, the old age and the infirm. Those are the kind of people that government will now be able to support. And even then, it must be a situation where you can be supported, but it's not going to be a situation where it's a free-for-all money. People think that government has a responsibility to build toilet for them. No. The responsibility for building a toilet in your house is your own.